What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video, the terror of the recent Community Day, Clodsire is coming to the Ultra League in a battle showcase submitted by Zaire Felrose. You guys know him, and if you don't, please go check out his channel. He's a fellow content creator, amazing battler. So please go subscribe right now. Let him know that you saw this Clodsire video, because with Greninja and Shadow Drapion, this should be nothing but entertaining. Alright, getting into the first battle. Clodsire versus Shadow Dragonite here on the lead. So let's see how bulky this little thing is. I mean, we know it's bulky in the Great League. In the Ultra League, obviously, still going to be a big contender for top thickness, as a Dragon Claw is going to go ahead and come through. So Dragonite actually able to get the Clodsire, and I believe this is level 50 XL. I don't know if it's a hundo or what the IVs are, but as you can see, it's only 2207 combat power there. But still extremely bulky and able to put down a lot of super effective or neutral pressure in the Ultra League meta, and getting 2 shields from Dragonite as well. Oh, not able to get to that next Sludge Bomb in time. They're going to go ahead and let it go, as the Dragon Claw will KO. Drapion now going to come in. Definitely needs to watch out for Superpower, or it's probably going to be Superpower or Dragon Claw. It is going to be the Dragon Claw right there. And they do counter swap into a Skuntank. So we're going to see that Greninja likely come in. And hopefully they don't have Trailblaze. That would be really unfortunate if Zaire potentially no-shields a Trailblaze. But this is going to be the Flamethrower that is shielded. And they're going to go ahead and go for the Crunch. And then I would imagine they come in with Greninja right here. That would be the call. Yeah, here comes the Greninja. Greninja for the Winja here, as Hydro Cannon should do just enough neutral damage to KO the Skuntank. I think it might just survive. Yeah, it does survive, and they should be able to fast move down. Now, please, Trailblaze? Do we get an unexpected boom? No, it's going to be a Crunch right there, as they will farm down. They have a Night Slash ready to go for... Oh, Jellicent came in, so obviously core broken right here. Or not necessarily core broken, but a lot of super effective damage coming through, as the Dragonite will come in. They have to go for the Crunch right away. Hopefully this KOs, and if it does, I think the... yeah, it does. Boom! See ya! I think the Jellicent in the back is going to go down to a Crunch right here, and that's going to be a good game. Now, if Jellicent survives, there might be a double Surf at play here to KO Drapion, which it does. This is going to be a close one. Here comes Surf number 1. And it's going to be a race to the next charge move. Let's see who's going to get there. I think Drapion might get it. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, Drapion got to it. So that is going to be a good game. Very well played. Pretty close one. Clodsire obviously got 2 shields on the lead against Shadow Dragonite, so that was huge. Good game. Alright, moving into the next battle. We have Clodsire versus Clefable. Very positive lead right here. A massive lead, as they do swap into Mandibuzz, which Clodsire can easily handle, but they decide to come in with the Greninja, as the Mandibuzz is going to go ahead and go for Aerial Aces right here for neutral damage. Greninja needs to hopefully come out of here with some energy. Ideally, the Clefable as well hopefully has... Fairy Wind is the fast move instead of Charm, because all of that neutral damage that Greninja could do on the back end here would be really nice for that matchup. But let's see how this plays out, as Greninja is not necessarily safe and guaranteed to win the mid-game matchup because of the neutral damage that Mandibuzz can still do right back. So here comes the next Aerial Ace. The next one will KO the Greninja, so they're going to be forced to shield. Let's see. Yep, they do decide to shield. And now they got to time this correctly, as we might see a swap out. Or they need to throw the Hydro Cannon. This is a good time to throw right here, as they have a Night Slash ready to go as well to CMP tie. If the Mandibuzz decides to shield, which it does. So they're going to go ahead and shield right here. And now this is going to be dangerous. If it's Charm Clefable, we might see it fast swap into Charm down. But they're going to go ahead and go for Night Slash. Yeah, that's beautiful. This Night Slash should be able to KO, even though this is Mandibuzz, an extremely tanky Pokemon. They get 2 shields. Wow, okay, Mandibuzz really wants to take Switch right there, which it actually is able to do. And now we can see Clodsire come in and farm down. No, they come in with Drapion instead to get a lot of energy. And this Drapion can put a lot of pressure. Obviously, near one-shot or one-shot the Clefable, and we don't know what Pokemon number 3 is, but this is a lot of energy now on a Shadow Drapion in a no-shield game, and it's a Clefable in the back! They are asking for it as a Sludge Bomb is going to be coming through. What could be Pokemon? I'm guessing maybe Jellicent? We'll see. Not enough to KO. They go ahead and go for the Crunch right away to take out the Clefable, and then we'll see what the final Pokemon is. It is... oh, it's going to be a Cresselia, so yeah, that's going to be a good game. Shadow Drapion putting in a lot of work here with Crunch as they counter swap into Clodsire, catching the charge move. Hopefully this was Moonblast as well. No, it was Future Sight. That's a lot of damage, Clodsire. You gotta watch out for that. You might be thick, but Cresselia's Future Sight actually did way more than I thought it would have, as an Earthquake does land in Clodsire. Definitely in a bad position right here. I still think they win with the Crunch on Drapion against Cresselia, but Clodsire's not going to come out of here alive. We'll just say that is another charge move is going to go ahead and come through. Maybe, let's see what's going to be. Yeah, it is going to be Future Sight KOs. Boom! Now they do have the Crunch ready to go. Okay, they're just not throwing. Maybe they need a back-to-back. I don't think they do. Moonblast able to survive as they do go for the Crunch. So maybe a little flex on the opponent. But I'm surely thought they would just go for Crunch right away because it would just KO. Yeah, good game. All right, moving into the next one. We have Clodsire versus Obstagoon on the lead. Okay, so Obstagoon, a tough Pokemon for this team to deal with as they decide to swap into Golisopod, and they don't have a direct answer right here for the Golisopod other than maybe softening it up here with Clodsire and then coming in with the Drapion. Yep, that's exactly good job, Zaire. That's exactly what he's doing. As they're going to be able to tank some charge moves here. Liquidation still does a lot, and Golisopod's one of those Pokemon that I personally love using in the Ultra League. If I had to rank it in terms of my top rosters, I definitely would put it in my top 6 of Pokemon used. I know you can only have a team of 3, but when you're building Pokemon for the Ultra League, stuff like Steelix, Tapu Fini, Virizion, Golisopod, Giratina Altered, all of those are really solid options, as Obstagoon now is going to go ahead and come in here. I'd probably put Greninja up there as well, maybe Cobalion. But Sludge Bomb, quite a bit of damage, but Obstagoon is in a great position to farm down. Oh, they decided to throw. I think that was a risky call by the opponent because I think they could have farmed down in time. As Clodsire is going to enjoy that, and they do have a Jellicent in the back, so Greninja is loving life right now, and thankfully because the Obstagoon didn't load up on energy, it's probably going to be a tougher fight on the back end here when we get back to Clodsire versus Obstagoon, as they can go ahead and go for Night Slashes. Now, much like the Mandibuzz matchup, they need to make sure they take care of this Jellicent. Because those Surfs can do super effective damage against Clodsire, right? They need to get rid of it, and they need to get rid of it fast, and also try to have at least one Hydro Cannon ready to go for the Obstagoon. So they're going to go ahead and go for another Night Slash, and this is where a shield might have to be given up here against Jellicent. Crazy as it might seem. But this Jellicent needs to be taken off of the field. Switch Clock is coming back up, so this is where you got to be very careful about when you throw the charge move, because Obstagoon could try to catch it. Here we go. No, back-to-back Surfs right here. Maybe this is Shadow Ball, maybe Max. Let's see here. It's probably back-to-back Surfs. No, it is the Shadow Ball, and it does KO Clodsire. Left alone in this game. This is not looking good. Jellicent able to take down the Greninja in the 1-2 shield situation, as they're going to go ahead and go for the Earthquake. And it's safe to just go straight Earthquake, because even if Obstagoon catches it, it's going to be a lot of neutral damage. And this is where I think that energy from the opponent might have been crucial as they counter swap now, but ultimately we'll have to see how much damage this Obstagoon can do with Night Slash, because if it didn't throw against Drapion, I think it takes down Clodsire with back-to-back Night Slashes here. But this is going to be the first one coming through. Clodsire has to be very careful, as the next one will KO, and they get a boost! Uh-oh! And now it's going to be Clodsire versus Jellicent. Jellicent resisting the fast move and also very close to another Surf. Obstagoon goes down. Jellicent comes in, but has the charge move, and it survives, as that is going to be a good game. Clodsire, unfortunately, boom, goes down. 1 HP in a dream. Literally. Good game. Alright, moving to the next one. Clodsire versus Gengar on the lead. Well, Rumble time here with Earthquake. They're going to go ahead and swap out into Drapion, actually, as they bring in an Obstagoon here, which is really nice. Sludge Bomb, going to do a lot of neutral damage, and really nice by the fact that Greninja can stay hidden in the back. Obviously, if you safe swap a Pokemon, you want it to draw out the hardest counter to your third Pokemon in the back, right? As they decided to go for an Obstruct there to boost their defenses. So this might be a Night/Slash Obstruct Obstagoon, which can be very dangerous in the right circumstances. But in a situation like this, that defense really isn't going to go anywhere if they're that low on health, right? So they're going to go ahead and throw the Night/Slash. That's not enough to KO. Drapion is able to get to the crunch in time, which getting themselves shield advantage is obviously going to be very beneficial here for the Greninja. As they do get a shield, they get the defense drop as well, which is huge. Clodsire can easily tank the charge moves here. And like I was saying earlier, if they going for an Obstruct, you gotta shield up the Obstagoon, because obviously an Obstagoon with the bulk from Obstruct could take down the this team. But Greninja now comes into the 2-to-1 shield advantage here against Gengar. They're going to go ahead and give up a shield, as it is going to be Sludge Bomb. So a lot of neutral damage blocked right there. We do see a swap out, and they threw the Night/Slash, unfortunately, as the opponent is going to be catching on the Poison Dark type Alolan Muck. But Hydro Cannon's now going to make quick work here, as they can easily go for back-to-back. As long as they get the final shield, I think Clodsire can take this game with the Earthquake. So this is what Greninja has to do. It's got to try to get that final shield. They're going to let it go, and it is just going to be a Dark Pulse. Very risky right there. I don't know. I'm not keeping count right here, but my thought was, what if that was a Sludge Wave, right? So they're going to go ahead and go for Hydro Cannon. They do KO, and now they got to swap back out into Clodsire, trying to get to these Earthquakes. And this is going to be a matter of how much energy and what charge moves this Gengar... Boom! See ya! Doesn't matter. See ya! Good game. Alright, moving into the next one. We have Clodsire versus Quagsire. Sire fight. Here we go. Sibling fight, actually, is what we should be calling this one. Maybe cousins? You guys let me know. Is this a cousin fight? A family... a cousin fight, or a sibling squabble here, as the Earthquake is going to be coming through. Now, obviously, Quagsire is in a better position because of the Mud Shot Mud Bomb combination, and they do give up a shield as well. Very interesting. Clodsire now in a tough position. They're going to go ahead and no shield, but Shadow Quagsire core breaks this team pretty hard because of the, and they're going to go ahead and go for Sludge Bomb. Some cheeky damage here at the end because of the Drapion as well, and Quagsire is not a Pokemon you typically see in this meta. But they're going to go ahead and come in with Greninja in a very good position where they can safely shield one charge move here and try to overload on energy and look to go for a Hydro Cannon to take out the Quagsire. But the opponent swaps out into Pidgeot. So now they got to be very careful, because the Quagsire in the back is still going to be a threat if it can get a lot of energy. So we're going to see them look to go for a Night/Slash now, hoping to get a potential shield from the opponent, and maybe look to stay in with Greninja and possibly shield. Oh, we get a boost! We get a boost. Here we go. Hopefully this is Brave Bird and not Feather Dance. They're going to shield anyways. It is the Brave Bird. That's huge. That is absolutely huge. Greninja's going to get out of control right now as it fully farms down. Loaded on charge moves. Quagsire comes back in. Boosted Greninja is about to pop off right here. Hydro Cannon. Boom! Takes out the Quagsire. Charizard! Talonflame! Yeah, I wanted to see another one. Good game. Alright, moving into the next one. We got Clodsire versus Registeel. You know, you thought you could escape him in the Great League, but that ain't gonna happen, as we do see Greninja come into this matchup here against the Trevenant. Clodsire being one of the hardest and bulkiest counters to a Registeel in the Great League, and Registeel is kind of reigns supreme as generally super viable and not easily hard countered because of its moveset here in the Ultra League. I guess you could say Giratina Alter does well, but Zap Cannon still add up, and you could even have Flash Cannon. But Clodsire absolutely dominates that matchup because of its bulk and typing. So they're going to go ahead and shield the Seed Bomb, as they do have the back-to-back ready to go. Greninja now maybe risks it for a Seed Bomb to land. No, they just let it go. We will see Registeel come in, and Greninja is loaded on energy. Now the question is, will they counter swap out or just stay in with Greninja and force Registeel to throw here? So they're just going to keep going for Hydro Cannons in this situation. It's just going to do more damage than Night Slash, as they're probably going to be hit with a Focus Blast just about now. Yep. Oh, unfortunately they couldn't get the Night Slash off, but this Focus Blast will KO Greninja. Boom, down it goes. Clodsire can come in, and they counter swap, and it's going to be a Tapu Fini in the back, and the opponent decides to surrender. So that is going to be a good game, very well played. Mr. Frodo Baggins. All right, Clodsire versus Escavalier on the lead. Very tough Pokemon. This is probably the ultimate core breaker of this team off the top of my head, because of Drill Run and Counter. Well, yeah, it's bad with the Steel typing to resist poison moves, and the Bug typing to resist Earthquake. Now, because of that, the typing, it's only neutral damage. But if this Escavalier just knew what was in the back, they would be shielding the Earthquake. But unfortunately, or thankfully for Zerfelros, I should say, they don't. And this is a giveaway. Giving up a shield right there, they're going to go ahead and look to go for Sludge Bomb, as the opponent might give up a shield. And they could easily go for the back-to-back here. They do give up a shield. And now they're going to try to go for the Earthquake. But unfortunately on CMP tie, so yeah, Zerfelros here is desperate to get rid of this Escavalier because of how devastating it is against this whole team. And again, you never know until you see the rest of the team, but now the hardest threat is off the field, and we are off to the races as a Heliolisk is going to come in. It was Jellicent in the back, which works out perfectly because Greninja can handle that in the 0-1 shield, actually in the 0 shield now. They get a defense drop as well there with Crunch, which is huge, as Breaking Swipe is going to be coming through. And this Drapion just wants to put out as many charge moves as possible, get this Heliolisk out of here, and then if it can't, which I don't imagine it will after this Breaking Swipe and Volt Switch farm down, we're going to see that Clodsire come in and try to make some quick work of Heliolisk, because Greninja cannot get hit with a Thunderbolt. So Clodsire now going to be coming in and just praying. Oh, we see the swap out. This is perfect. They can come in with Greninja now, and the opponent decide. Oh, they don't surrender. Okay, there was just a bit of lag. Greninja now in a very good position. Heliolisk, I don't think has enough energy for double charge moves. Wow, a lot of lag right here. Doesn't have enough energy for double charge moves. Clodsire was one fast move away from Sludge Bomb. So as long as Greninja can basically either CMP tie or get the energy away from Heliolisk, I think they're looking pretty good. But unfortunately here, the Hex damage is starting to add up, and Greninja might not make it. Uh-oh. They go ahead and go for another Night Slash, and this is where things get very dangerous, because Heliolisk could come in and fast move down. Switch Clock is back up, so they're going to counter swap right away to get to the Sludge Bomb, and they do! Because the Volt Switch fast move was too long. Beautiful heads up play there from Zerfelros. Boom. Down it goes. Good game. Alright, moving into the next one. We got quite a few. I think maybe 3 or 4 more. We got Clodsire versus Gavantula. Alright. We'll take this lead all day as they swap out into Jellicent, and in comes Greninja. Now this is a much more favorable situation, unlike we've seen before. In the 2-2 shield situation, Greninja can really control the pacing of this matchup because they aren't the first one that needs to shield. It's going to be the Jellicent, as the first charge move coming through is going to be that Shadow Ball. And Greninja in a very good position, can easily throw the back-to-back here, still remain healthy, even if Gavantula comes in and farms it down. So let's see how they decide to play this out. They're going to go ahead and go for one more. Perfect. This now puts the Jellicent in a very tough position. Do you give up the shield or do you not? Let's see. They decide not to, and they're going to come in with Gavantula instead and farm down. But Greninja trying its best here to get as many charge moves off as possible, as Night Slash still does great chip damage, and they almost get to another one in time. Clodsire now comes in, and it's going to be Mandibuzz in the back as Shadow Drapion comes onto the field, and now it's just going to be a Sludge Bomb fest right here, as Mandibuzz is going to look to do some neutral damage here with Aerial Ace. Much like the Jellicent matchup, these Sludge Bombs here are going to just be outpacing in terms of damage compared to Aerial Ace. So it's going to be a close one still, but I think Drapion is setting the pacing here for who's going to be shielding first. There it is. Mandibuzz gives up the first shield, which is totally fine with Drapion. They don't need to shield just yet. I think they could easily get at least one more Sludge Bomb off before going down to the third Aerial Ace, which they won't even go down to. And because they're not getting fast move pressure, they decide to shield anyways, which is fine. We do see the Gavantula and a counter swap instantly by Felrose, dancing on his toes, catching the lunge on Clodsire. What a reflex right there, anticipating the opponent doing that, knowing they had stored energy. What a beautiful play, as the Sludge Bomb now is going to be coming through. Not enough to KO Gavantula, but enough to get it low so that Clodsire can farm down. And this is looking to be a good game. Clodsire is perfectly fine to fully farm down because it doesn't matter how many times you're debuffed right here. You just want to come out of here with energy for that Mandibuzz matchup, because any amount of chip damage is going to be welcome in these kinds of situations. Switch Clock is coming back up as well, which they could freely swap into Drapion to clear the debuff here. There it is. And coming in with Drapion, which now, if you guys didn't know, if your Clodsire right there has a lot of debuffs from lunge, it is now cleared. So when it comes back onto the field, the Sludge Bomb is going to hit for maximum damage against Mandibuzz, which is a checkmate situation here for Felrose, as the Aerial Ace is not enough to KO, and Drapion can get to another Sludge Bomb in time. But unfortunately not before the Mandibuzz throws a second Aerial Ace here. But Drapion putting in a lot of work today, as Sludge Bomb is going to be doing super effective damage. Or not super effective damage. It's going to hit like it's super effective damage as the opponent actually surrenders. Boom! That is going to be a good game, very well played. Alright, moving into the next one. We have Clodsire versus Shadow Alolan Sandslash. This is a tough one. They're going to come in with Drapion, and it's tough because of Drill Run. Drill Run and the typing here, the steel typing added to resist fast moves, is going to be very tough for Zare to overcome, but they do get a defense drop, which is pretty huge, especially for the Greninja potentially to be farming down after this mid-game matchup, because I imagine Drapion is going to be getting the even shields, and the play, I guess depending on how much damage Drill Run is going to be doing, the play might be to come in with, they get a shield there, might be to come in with Greninja and farm down. Yeah, that's what Zare's looking to do. He's going to go ahead and no shield, and it's barely not enough to KO, which means we see a counter swap into Charizard, and Greninja's like, tapping, let me in. Bring me in, coach. I got this one. He's just going to fast move down, and this is where you can easily give up a shield on the first charge move. Well, actually, no, sorry, the first Blast Burn. This is just going to be Dragon Claw, which is fine to no shield. They can farm down here. Lots of loaded energy. Alolan Sandslash is out of energy, and we will see a Cresselia in the back, so Greninja is going to go on a tear right now. Remember, there is still Clodsire and Alolan Sandslash left in this game, but Cresselia has got a battle in front of it. This Greninja has a lot of energy, still has 1-to-1 shield, and potential boosts as well. No boost just yet. Clodsire swap-in might be a play. I'm reading Felrose's mind right here. He's anticipating. Nope, the opponent swaps out into Alolan Sandslash instead, as Greninja is going to make quick work of it with the Night Slash here, but it gets shielded, and they're going to go ahead and counter swap now into Clodsire to try to get rid of it, and Greninja is going to have to be he's got to be very careful with these shields. He's only got one left. And there might be a Grass Knot, or even, well, Grass Knot or Moonblast, right? One of those two is already on Cresselia. because it only has access to Future Sight and whatnot. So able to survive. Here comes the Earthquake, and this is where Cresselia might get an opening, is if they can, boom, if they can farm down here. I don't think they can. They're going to have to throw. Clodsire gets to the Sludge Bomb in time, so that is going to be a good game, very well played, as Clodsire shows off its bulk, fighting against Alolan Sandslash, taking out the Cresselia. Alright, moving into what looks to be the final battle, Clodsire versus Greninja. This is a tough one right here. They're going to go ahead and counter swap into Shadow Drapion, as Hydro Cannon's gonna hurt. And Zaire Felrose knows it. He's gonna go ahead and give up a shield. He got his Pokecoin showcase, or sorry, whatever that, I know what it was, but I can't remember it off the top of my head, where you put your Pokemon in a Pokestop for the event to see who gets the awards. You got your rewards to check after this, Zaire. As another Hydro Cannon is gonna be coming through. They're gonna go ahead and let this one go, as it will do quite a bit of neutral damage, but Drapion can hang on, and we do see a Charizard come in. Alright, this is a good opportunity for Shadow Drapion to put some pressure in the one-shield situation with another crunch! No, not before CMP tie, unfortunately, but now they have their own Greninja to come in and farm down, and the question is, will they shield a potential Blast Burn if the Charizard looks to go for it? I think that was a bit quick. I think that was just Dragon Claw right there. They will shield regardless. No, it was Blast Burn. Okay. They will shield regardless. Fully farm down. And now we have to see what is in the back. Maybe Giratina altered? Let's see. Greninja comes in. So obviously they're weak in the back, as they're forced to use a Greninja here in the mirror fight. But they are behind on energy. So we do see, it was Giratina altered, they were able to catch the charge move. This is a very unfortunate here, as the Hydro Cannon is going to be resisted, and they got to be careful about that Greninja's energy as well, because it got a few fast moves through. So Clodsire on this back end needs to be very careful, as they go ahead and go for Night Slash. They're going to swap out now into their Clodsire here to try to get rid of Giratina altered. Thick Boy versus Thick Boy here at the end. 6 legs versus 4 and a walrus body. I don't even know what kind of body you would call that. It's like a massive tadpole, basically. Anyways, yep, good job on Zaire overloading on energy. This is exactly what he needs in order to potentially win this game, because he's got to be able to throw a Sludge Bomb here against the Greninja to be able to take it out. And Greninja might just be able, if they play it right, should be able to go for double Hydro Cannon to win the game. But Zaire's Greninja, it has enough health where it might survive. So this is going to be close. This is obviously enough energy for double Hydro Cannon. So there it is. Boom. And then now they're going to come in. They go for the Night Slash on CMP tie. If Zaire survives this Hydro Cannon, zooming in. Oh, yeah, okay, I didn't have to zoom in that much. Zaire's able to survive right there and get the Night Slash off in time, and that is going to be a good game, very well played. Boom, with the boost. You'll love to see it. Yeah, that was the final battle. Really great showcase here from Zaire Felrose. Again, Clodsire, Greninja, Shadow Drapion, all very strong Pokemon in this meta. Clodsire is pretty interesting. I think my initial thoughts is it didn't impress me as much as I thought it would, but it still put in some work. If you're looking to add a tank to your team, I think Steelix might still be, Steelix and Registeel might be my suggestions. Me personally, I love Steelix. Yes, it's Ultra League. Yes, you need XL Candy and whatnot. But overall, I think it was a good performance here with Clodsire. So shout out to Zaire Felrose. Again, go check out his channel, link down in the description. And like always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.